Guys, this is by far one of my favorite angles of this car. I just think the rear three-quarter shot of the E36 stand looks fantastic, but we cannot spend all day looking at the car. What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. This is going to be another episode of the Getting the M3 Up to Snuff series. Today, we are doing everything deck lid. We have some trim pieces and things for the trunk. And actually, just on a side note, see how that water beating up? The ceramic coating I applied to this a couple months ago is still holding up really strong. That stuff is just fantastic. Click up here if you want to see me doing that to this car. But anyway, today we're doing things with the trunk. If we come in here, first of all, it's super messy. We got to clean this out. And then obviously this trunk lid gasket is donezo. So we're going to be replacing this today. We're going to be cleaning out the trunk. And another one of the parts we have, we come over here, is the sun visor clip, which that's not really cool. So we have that as well. We're going to be doing those today. And generally just making the car a lot nicer because, let's face it, it is pretty nice, but it does have some issues and I still see something missing up here. Let's go ahead and take care of that. And with that out of the way, we can now go ahead and focus on getting this stuff sorted out. I think if we come over to the parts here, we can probably start with, oh, these are grommets. So in here we have trunk lid gasket, grommets for a badge, new, oh right, we do also have a seat motor switch because the one is broken, and the sun visor clip. I think we'll go ahead and start with this, get the little switch on there, and then I think we'll move to the deck lid. Actually, before that, we also do have a key fob battery, so I'm gonna do that today, and I'll make sure to show you guys the key fob in action after we're done because it sounds really cool. I love the way the key fob sounds in this car, but we're gonna save that for the end. Let's go ahead and get this other stuff taken care of. Okay guys, I'm gonna be honest, I've never actually done this job before, so I'm kind of going in here blind. I just kind of assumed that this is gonna be super easy. So we have a screw here, and looking at the other one, it looks like there should be 2 screws. So maybe if I pop this, oh yep, and that just broke off. Yeah, this thing is super sun-dried. So let's go ahead and just unscrew it and see where that gets us. And here's 2. So, wow, I mean the whole thing, it was just shavings of plastic galore. I want to go ahead and have a seat up here so I get a better idea what I'm looking at. So I see some kind of wire going to here. Is that, oh, I see how that works. Oh jeez, that thing just totally, look at this guys, disintegrated. So as Chris Fix would say, out with the old and in with the new. Oh, there we go. One sun visor clip replaced. Well guys, I came up here to throw the switch on, and I'll be honest, I think that the seat itself is broken because it looks like there's supposed to be 2 little tabs that come out here, and then there's the middle guy that slips into the switch, but when I go to put the switch in, it'll sit in the middle, but then it's like all, it's all floppy and it wants to move up and down. So I mean, I guess that's better than it was, but I'll probably have to figure something out for the seat here. So let's go ahead and move on to the trunk, which is the action point of this video. Now onto the trunk lid badge here. You might be able to tell that this one has definitely seen its good days behind it. The white here on the BMW has totally worn off. Put the 2 side by side. So we have a new badge here, and then we have the new little grommets for this guy. So we're gonna go ahead and peel this off. Okay, there we go. Oh, that looks a little nasty behind there. Make sure that when you do something like this on your car, you always use plastic. You never want to have metal on your car. So let's see if I can get these little grommets out too.
A few moments later.
Oh, well, that's one way to do it. We're gonna go ahead and clean up this area here, and then we'll install the shiny new badge. Give this little deck lid here a new life. Alright guys, got the new badge on. Something I actually did here is I used a little bit of lubricant. This is called Sil Glide. We're going to be using this for the trunk lid gasket as well. I am a huge fan of this stuff. I'll put a link in the description down below, but you can use it on literally anything automotive related. Super hydrophobic, and it will keep water out of anywhere, and it is great at lubricating. So now we're moving on to the trunk lid gasket here, and we are just going to kind of lightly pull up here, use our trim tool for a little bit of persuasion here on the gasket. Get this guy up, and that is exactly how I thought it was gonna be. Super dirty. When these gaskets get old, it can trap in dirt and then subsequently water. And kind of like with starting up here, you can get a little bit of rust, which you don't want. So before we throw this old one back in, before we throw a new one in, we're definitely going to clean this guy off, this track here. Make sure it gets all nice and pretty. So I'm gonna go ahead and just take a rag and clean out this entire track here and show you guys what we're gonna do next. Alright guys, so I got this all cleaned out, at least enough to my liking. But definitely you can see there are a couple of tiny rust spots up here, the starting one, down here, and I see a little bit of surface along the edges. So what we're going to do for that is we're going to grab some sandpaper. I have 100 grit, and we're going to sand these off and then throw a little bit of Rust-Oleum on them before we slap the gasket over that so it doesn't get any worse. Okay, so with that now curing, before we throw the gasket in, I do want to let that cure for a little while. So we're going to go ahead and clean up the trunk, which so much crap in it. Let's go ahead and get that out of there. Now, with all of this cleared out, you can tell this has not been cleaned out in forever. There's crumbs everywhere, just so much dirt and stains. I really haven't taken the time to clean this out in 2 years of owning this car. So I think first I'm gonna start with cleaning out this whole area. So I think we're gonna start with a solid vacuum, and then I'll show you, I have a really good carpet shampoo and a technique that's gonna make cleaning this take way less time than it would most of you. Okay guys, so now with the trunk all vacuumed out, I have something cool we're going to use to clean. In front of us we have a Ryobi drill with a Chemical Guys brush attachment here for carpets. And we also have some Chemical Guys fabric cleaner. Use this on like carpets or cloth seats, whatever. This is diluted about 15 to 1. 20 to 1 is for like light stains, light cleaning, and then 8 to 1 is what they recommend for like harder stains and stuff. So 15 to 1 I figured. Good compromise. This is really good stuff. So we're going to be using this for the trunk, and of course you guys are going to see the epic montage of the carpet fabric getting all soapy and soaped up, because of course that is one of the nice things about detailing, is everything looks nice and pretty. So let's go ahead and get to the montage and get her cleaned up. Alright guys, so I've been at this for, I don't know, 15-20 minutes, and this trunk especially feels, but also looks way better than it did before. Fortunately, actually, the cardboard that was sitting in here kind of saved the trunk from a lot of the stuff I put it through. There's actually a couple of coolant and oil stains on that, so it's a good thing it didn't make it onto the carpet, which definitely made my job a lot easier. But a lot of the stains that were on the carpet before are now gone. Totally, if you have, you know, $100 burning a hole in your pocket, or honestly, you should have a drill just sitting around, buy this $15 Chemical Guys attachment, buy some carpet cleaner, and do this to your trunk or your interior carpets, whatever. This stuff is just, it's so good. I honestly don't know why I haven't been doing it sooner. It made it take way less time. Coming over here, this is now cured. So I think what we're gonna do is wrap up. We'll throw the new trunk gasket on here, and then we'll be done. Well guys, things do not always go as planned. I've been messing around with this for probably 30 to 45 minutes, and this is actually the old gasket back on here. I'll show you the new one. This guy is too long. I don't know if it was a bad production or what, but it is too long by like over an inch. I quadruple checked everything. I mean, I had the gasket off like 3 or 4 times, and I just could not get it to fit right. So I went ahead and emailed FCP Euro. I'm just gonna wait for them to get back to me. In their defense, the past 2 years I've ordered things for them. This is like the first time I've ever had someone screw up. And honestly, in a scenario like this, it's probably not even their fault. It might have just been a bad part or whatever. So I'll keep you guys updated as to what happens with that. I went ahead and put a new battery in the key fob. So let's go ahead and hear the classic 90s sound. Uh-oh. Well, the light's on. Try closing the trunk here and see if that makes a difference. Oh. Typical E36 things. All right. Well, an idea of why it might not be doing it. Oh, there we go. For those of you guys who do not know, this thing, it clicks and it tells the car when the hood is down, and I'm gonna guess that's not being pushed down by the hood, so I'll mess with that later. But the key fob does work now as good as it ever did, which is super fantastic. With all that said, I hope you guys enjoyed this quick little video, just kind of, you know, getting the M3 more up to snuff. There are still 1,000 little small things to do on this car, but it's definitely getting the sun visor in and cleaning the trunk was something that I needed to do. And now, of course, I have a working key fob, which is super exciting. If you want to see more content like this, make sure to like, subscribe, comment down below if you have any questions, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care, everyone.